We're here with BUCs 2 head coach Gerrard Mullen. Gerrard, lovely day on campus today. What do you think of the view up here?
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Nice to come up here today to do the media. Great day today. Had a good session there. Weather puts all the guys in good energy and good form.
And a big game for the BUCs 2 boys this week. Got a playoff game against Sheffield away, looking to try and get promoted to Prem B. How have the lads been looking since they've come back in this week?
Yeah, big game tomorrow. Yeah, also the fact that Sheffield losing last week has the added incentive. So if we get the result tomorrow, that can put the season to bed, and that'll be our promotion there. Yeah, the guys have been great since they come back. We haven't had a lot of time to prepare, which is kind of just with the way the Easter holidays have been. But the guys have looked sharp. We've bought into what we want to get through, and everyone's looking forward to tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully it should go well.
And your first season with the club, sort of drawing to a close, whether that be sort of this week or next week if the result doesn't go the way you'd like it to. Sort of thoughts looking back on that first season with Loughborough?
Yeah, no. First of all, highly enjoyable from my perspective. And I think just in terms of my own development, I feel like every week I've improved, and a lot more confident in my coaching and since the start of the year. So very grateful to Dave for the opportunity here, and I've loved it.
And how many times do you think you said yeah during that interview?
Probably too many. 9 I'd go for.
9, we'll check that. Thanks Gerrard. With Ciaran, Beattie, George, Chuter. Guys, just first season in with the club this year. Thoughts on how it's gone and sort of what Loughborough's like as a place, sort of coming in and experiencing it for the first time?
I've really loved it actually. Some of the work colleagues are a little bit tough to take, but other than that it's been great fun. Fantastic bunch of lads, great facilities, lovely rooftop terrace, a bit like a fancy restaurant in London apparently. No, it's been great, and for me as a sort of first step on the coaching ladder, been a really good experience, really enjoyed it. Probably the last step as well.
Yeah, I'll just reiterate that. It's been as the bus goes by and you can't understand me. Yeah, it's just fantastic facilities. I remember our first interview there all those years ago, saying I just couldn't wait to get stuck into it, and it's been a great 7 months, is it? Absolutely flown by, and yeah, I've loved it. I think it would be nice to win the BUCs final, definitely, but it's been great. Yeah, loved it.
Really pleased for Leeds Beckett, I'm sure, Ciaran.
Yeah, of course, you've got to respect your opposition, Bass, and that's exactly what I do.
Have you managed to recover from the sort of disappointment at Exeter? Have you moved on from that? I know you're pretty gutted that they lost that day.
Absolutely gutted.
Well, what's happened there for those of you in the media world watching this is it's a stitch up. All I did was show my appreciation for the teams that we played against, and Exeter put in a good performance and we beat them. I was just don't like to see efforts go to waste.
Thank you for explaining that, Ciaran. And looking ahead to the Sevens programme now, lads have been back in for a week or so. How's that going?
Yeah, really good, really good. We've had a good couple of weeks with them. Got some really good buy-in before the final. We said to the predominantly BUCs guys that it was just going to be a big effort, really condensed programme, but we're focusing on 3 tournaments back to back, and the preparation so far has been brilliant. I think it helps with the weather, and I cannot wait to get stuck into that. I'm a big Sevens fan, and hopefully spread the message of that as well to these boys.
And Shoot's been giving you some tips there. I do believe he once captained the Sevens team at the Middlesex Sevens. Is that correct, George?
That is correct, David, yes. Leicester captain for, I think it was 2011 maybe before that, 2009. But, yeah.
Probably before that, yeah.
Yeah, we won a sudden death match against Wasps to reach the quarterfinals, and I scored the winning try from 30 or 40 metres, I think. And then we lost to the Army, 34-0. And then only had one Englishman playing, the rest are Fijians. But yeah, I've been giving Ciaran a few tips on Sevens, so you've just got to pull back and just got to wait for the matchups. You've got to do a lot of that with your hands. That's what it's all about. And then from there on, just run really.
Yeah, the boys have loved that as well. They've really taken that on board.
It's an art. Yeah. I'm surprised they've actually taken to it so quickly. But yeah, good coaching also.
Thanks.
And look back to the 15s, sort of final couple of games of the season, final league game against Ealing this weekend. Ealing sort of pose a big sort of set piece there. George, what are the lads going to be looking at this week to try and counteract that?
Well, actually, the first game of the year we played Ealing, went down there and didn't do too badly. I mean, they had us under pressure a lot, and we ended up losing the game by about 20 points, but I think we scored 25. So, I mean, they're a strange side. They've got a huge budget, they've got a lot of full-time players, but they haven't run away with the league, really. I think if the lads take the attitude of going into it and getting stuck into them, there's no reason we can't come out with, perhaps not a result. They are a good team, has to be said, but we can certainly finish the season on a bit of a high. Let the guys who are leaving, let them go out and, on a good note, proud of the performance. It's going to be tough up front, no doubt, but the guys have played some pretty tough teams already and made a pretty good account of themselves. I think if they're mentally up for it, their heads are on the job and not on the off season, we could do all right.
And we're sort of entering that sort of end of season now. Season's almost sort of over, and we therefore start thinking about next season. I hear both of you are looking to put in a big shift in pre-season and make a comeback. Is that true, guys?
Definitely not true. I don't know who you're speaking to.
How do you playing sevens?
Yeah. Touch. Only. No.
Is that the same for you, Beats, is it?
Yeah, that's enough.
Cheers, guys. Here with Loughborough Director of Rugby, Dave Morris. Dave, Tyndale away last week, probably the longest journey for the lads of the season. How was that trip in terms of sort of managing the travel and set up their beautiful ground?
Yeah, it is a fantastic ground to go to, and obviously Tyndale got relegated in the game before we played them, and it's really sad to see them leave the league. When we went up there, we always get a fantastic reception from their players and staff, but also their supporters just walking to and from the car park, the friendliness of them, etc. It's a fantastic rugby club. So just while we're on Tyndale, we wish them all the very best in returning to National One. They'll be sorely missed, and they've been a fantastic asset to National One over many years. With regard to our performance up there, the group's very honest, and we're very disappointed. We started off really well. We scored 2 fantastic tries in the middle. We started the second half okay, but there were large periods of time where basically Tyndale were the better side, and we didn't really have that sort of connectivity to each other to try and change things around. Having looked through the videos, lots of things that we feel we can tweak over the course of this week to put us in a really good place to go into a very exciting fixture at home against the now champions Ealing Trailfinders.
And looking ahead to that game, I think first of all congratulations to Ealing, who have got promoted back to the Championship. But what are you looking for this week in terms of sort of response-wise from the players?
Well, I think just to reiterate, huge congratulations to Ealing. I think Ben Ward and his coaching staff have done a fantastic job there. It's a lot of pressure when you're the favourites, and you have to go and deliver. And there's a number of Loughborough old boys there in Anders, Chris Kinlock, an ex-captain here. Ronnie McLean-Dents, I believe, is on tour with USA at the moment, trying to make their World Cup squad, Kev Davis, etc. So really pleased for all those alumni as well to be involved in a promotion winning side back into the Championship. They're a very good side. I know they recruited really hard, learning the lessons from their first year in the Championship and making sure that their forward base is strong. Their scrum and driving maul has been something that they can always go back to through the course of the season, but they've also kept that sort of free-flowing, play the ball into space rugby that we encountered in the first time we played them in National One. So they've got lots and lots of threats, but with regard to us, it's a real special time. It's our last home game in the National League. Got a lot of leavers be pulling on that jersey for the last time in the National League, and Loughborough teams just, when they face their sternest test, just over history, that's when they've risen and met that challenge. So I'm really confident that we're going to see some great stuff from the fellas at the weekend.
And looking further ahead, obviously Ealing at the weekend, the lads then get a week off, and we come back in for a sort of end of season game for celebrating a very special sort of man and a very special man who's given a lot to the club. So any particular words on the Hayden Coley celebration game on the Saturday the 9th of May?
I mean, as we all know, Hayes is just an absolute legend. I mean, I can't speak highly of enough of him. You know what he's done for me since I've been at Loughborough, in terms of him being a sort of steady hand and a mentor to me, and you know, someone I can speak to is just hugely appreciated. And he forms that role for every single player as well. He really is an inspirational guy. And to reach the 20 years working at the rugby club is fantastic, and quite rightly it deserves to be celebrated by the club. And I know the response from alumni all over the country has been fantastic. So just looking for a fantastic day where, you know, forget league rugby, it's actually about celebrating the things which are really, really important in this fantastic game of rugby, and that's the contribution that people make to the game. And as Hayden quite rightly says all the time, is we all put a lot of time into rugby, and rugby gives us a lot more back, and you know, that's why Hayden stayed involved in the game for so long. But there's so many people whose lives he's had a huge impact on, and we're really proud. And if as many people come support Hayden on that day, it'd be hugely appreciated.
And it's we're on top of the building here, looking over the first team pitch. Beautiful day in Loughborough. Understand you were doing some video analysis earlier, taking advantage of the elements. Was that beer garden or back garden, Dave?
That was back garden, Bess. Obviously, trying to see a computer screen in the sun took a little bit of building design to a few towels, a few little structures, etc., just to sort of house the laptop so I could see it. But yeah, I managed to get some rays and do my analysis.
Good stuff. Cheers, Dave.
Cheers, Bess.